now is the time to spend this time with your loved one before they get to the actively dying phase. So from 1 month until they are actively dying, that is what I would call, and this is me just generally speaking again, but I would call that phase the transitioning phase. This is when someone is basically transitioning from like being more awake and alive to being more unconscious and getting closer to death. That little phase right there takes about a month sometimes. And in that phase, that can be one of the hardest times because they're not actively dying yet, but they're still full care. And you as the caregiver, as a loved one, are kind of like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. This is so hard. How long is this going to last? Those are the thoughts that I hear a lot from my patients and their families. And during that time is when I really want you to focus on, are they clean? Are they safe? Are they comfortable? If they are, you've done a good job and you could relax for the time being, right? Some days are going to be good during this phase. Some days are going to be bad, meaning they're not going to get up some days at all, maybe not eat anything at all. And then the next day they have an appetite and they're hungry and they can help you a little more when you're changing them in bed. So it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster during that time. And it's just important to know that. That time I would call the transitioning phase. Now, once they're in the actively dying phase, that usually means they have about max maybe a week left, maybe 7 days. So from a month to about a week. That last phase would be, like I said, that actively dying phase. And that usually only lasts, I'd say the longest, a week. And during that phase, they are going to be fully unconscious. They're not going to be waking up at all, fully unconscious. They will have changes in breathing, like you've seen in my videos. Changes in skin color. Sometimes they'll get a little purplish or a little gray or a little blue. Changes in temperature. So they might feel hot but be cold. Feel cold but be hot. Like cold to touch but they're running a temperature, right? That's very normal. And you're going to probably hear something called terminal secretions, aka the death rattle. All of these things are normal, and all of those during that time, all you need to tell yourself are they clean? Are they safe? Are they comfortable? And if you said yes to all of those things, you're good, and you just be with them. You just be with them. And lastly, what do you do once they have died? When they're on hospice, which we are talking about a person on hospice, you call the hospice company. The hospice company will send a nurse out to declare your loved one dead. Once that has happened, they or you guys can call the mortuary, and the mortuary will set up a time to come pick up your loved one, and then the hospice company will go through all the things they need to go through to get you what you need, right? Canceling the medical equipment so the medical equipment can leave, show you how to waste all the medications, prepare you for all the different things and paperwork you might need, like the death certificate. They'll talk you through all of those things. And remember, just because your loved one is gone does not mean the hospice company can't help you. You can always call for questions, and up to a year after your loved one has died, they offer bereavement services. So please take those if you can. Take the bereavement services. They will be beneficial to you. This is such a hard and stressful time, and I truly believe that education is key, because the more you know, the less you will fear. Let me know your questions.